I'm part of the greatest band in the world. Am I happy with that? No, I'm not. I want more.
Hello and welcome back for another exciting episode of Totally 80s and 90s Recall. Get ready to rewind back as we talk and reminisce about the music, movies, and pop culture of the greatest 2 decades ever, the 80s and 90s. I am one of your hosts, David. Jumping on the mic with me, as always, a man with a fork in a world full of soup. It's my good friend, Rob.
Oh, baby, I like it raw. Yeah, baby, I like it raw.
I like soup,
Yeah, I know.
especially in the fall. Anyway,
Warms you up.
yep. David, I want you to know that today is going to be the day that they are going to throw it back to you. Now, by now, you should have somehow realized what you have got to do. The Total 80s and 90s Recall team does not believe that anybody feels the way we do about you now. And Backbeat, the word is on the street that the fire in your heart is out. Dave and I are sure you have heard it all before, but you never really had a doubt. We do not believe that anybody feels the way we do about you now. I had to repeat that. If you remember, today was going to be the day, but they will never throw it back to you. By now, you should have somehow realized what you are not to do. You may be asking yourself, Rob, what does any of this even mean? Dave and I don't know. But if you walk away from today's episode hearing nothing, at least hear this. All the roads we have to walk are winding. All the lights that lead us there are blinding. There are many things that we would like to say to you, but we don't know how. Because maybe, just maybe, you are going to be the one that saves us. And after all, you are our Wonderwall.
Wonderwall.
There you go.
Beautiful.
I don't know any of
Poignant lyrics.
There you go. Yeah.
You said you don't know what any of it means.
Nobody knows.
I'm sure it means something.
It doesn't mean anything.
There might be an explanation for it,
Yeah.
not meaning anything, but we'll find out.
We'll see.
So, I was half thinking we were going to get a letter this week,
No,
maybe
thought,
from LG or NG, but yeah.
No,
so that would've
I
been
checked. We
something.
didn't have anything good this week.
Nothing good
No,
this week.
nothing.
Nobody wrote in.
No.
They're probably
No.
too busy to write right now. So
there's-
that's
And we get a lot,
You can-
so you have to sort through them. It's a whole thing.
yeah. Well, we don't sort through them. That's what Kip's for. Kip does the sorting, and then he tells us, "Oh, I got something here. Check this one out."
You didn't give me anything this week.
No, there was nothing to be had.
No.
So, well, after that great opening that we had with those inspired words,
No.
what are we covering for this week's episode?
We're talking about 1995's What's the Story? Morning Glory
What's the story being
by
in
Oasis.
parentheticals?
Oh, yes, sorry. Parentheticals.
We're-
What's the story? Morning
We're
Glory.
very good about our grammar around
Yeah.
here, and
Yeah.
we like to make sure that folks know.
Stupid
It
parentheses.
says that. Stupid parentheses. So,
Anyway.
yes, what's the story,
Why do you
Morning
need
Glory?
the parentheses? Why can't you just say, what's the story, Morning Glory? Why
I'm sure
can't you?
there's- I think it was part of a, I don't know.
Why do you need the parentheses?
Catchy? Maybe it catches the eye?
I don't know.
I don't know. Why do any of the songs have parentheses in
I
them?
don't know.
We have songs with parentheticals all the time.
Why?
So
It's not needed.
they do it. It's
Anyway.
part of the infrastructure of putting songs and albums
Sure.
together.
Catches
So,
your interest. That's how
But,
I pick
yes.
CDs. I go, oh,
Yeah.
that one has parentheses.
parentheticals. Yeah, must be important.
Hmm.
So, and if they get really cool, they'll put like other punctuation inside the parentheses, maybe
Oh.
exclamation points.
Or if they put the exclamation point first
Oh my
at
goodness,
the very beginning.
that's an interesting one.
Uh-huh.
It's hard to shout from the beginning to the back end,
But
but
they do it.
that's how you put
Yeah.
the emphasis on those syllables, or however you say it, syllables. Okay, yeah. So Morning Glory, 1995, been
Yeah.
30 years.
30 years. Sorry, I didn't say that.
So
30
that's
years.
fine.
Yeah.
30 years. Actually, as of the recording of this episode, it is a day short of being exactly 30 years
30
old
years.
because it came out October 2nd.
It's crazy.
And we're recording October 1st. However, when you at home are listening to this, it will debut on October 6th, I believe. So it'll be about a week old. A week over when it was. But basically 30 years ago, this CD came out. Was their second CD, but the first one to kind of go big in the U.S.
Kind of
previous to
what
this.
made him go into the stratosphere.
Correct. And, well, yeah, this everywhere, this made him go super popular.
Right.
So, and, oh, by the way, the soup comment at the beginning, That was one Noel Gallagher commenting on his brother Liam.
Yes.
They'd asked him a question about Liam, and he said, Liam's a guy who's like a person with a fork in a world full of soup. All right, so that's what he said.
They had
So,
they had an interesting rivalry, or
They're
they
fun.
have an.
They have an
yeah.
interesting. It's fun. Although with the new tour, they may have made some amends.
Well, we'll see how long that
But
lasts.
it seems more fun when they're kind of poking at each other. But I did see Noel, and he made a comment once where they're like, said something about Liam or something, and he's like, no one else can say anything about Liam. He goes, I can. I'm his brother. And he goes, the rest of you lot don't get to talk. So
Well, and they do have a. I watched that documentary, and they have a really interesting synergy when
Yep.
they work together, where
they do.
Noel can just play a couple bars,
Yep.
and then Liam goes, got it.
Yep.
Steps in the studio, 2 takes, done.
Yep. Yeah. I had that written. We're going to talk about that.
Yeah.
That's actually here. Part of the first question.
First,
Before we jump into anything
Yeah.
else, first question. So, because we teased this on our last episode,
Yeah.
and comments have been made in the past about Oasis.
Yeah.
Some positive from my side of the table, some less positive from your side of the table.
Yeah.
So, before we revisit this album and start talking about it and going through the music,
No.
from 1995, Rob,
Yeah.
what is your relationship to this album? As in, what was it to you in 95? What was it to you in the 90s to now? You know, how does this album go for you?
Yeah, I think for me, I know it for Wonderwall and Champagne Supernova. That's all. But I owned it, so I was saturated with Wonderwall and Champagne Supernova. So that's how I knew it, and I'm changing my. I've got some opinions now.
Yeah,
I've grown. I'm maturing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I know we have some listeners that told. I had a post. I think I shared it with you today. Somebody said, "Be strong this week." Oasis sucks.
I know.
So I have Brad in my head that I have to.
And Brad's fully on board with letting you know Oasis sucks. He's not. And I find, particularly amongst probably American listeners or people I know in the U.S., that it's kind of a split of either you like them or you just kind of hate them.
Absolutely true. I don't think this is one that you find many middle gray area. It's either they hate them or they
There's
like
a few people that are like, yeah, that song's okay. That song's okay. But I think the thing that goes with some of that is they haven't, I'm not going to accuse everyone, but I think there's a percentage where after the hit songs from this album, What's the Story, Morning Glory, I don't think there's been a lot more exploration. It's like, I got tired of Wonderwall, so I'm just not going to listen to that anymore. You know what I mean?
Well,
so.
I think that's where I don't know if I owe anybody an apology, but I knew them for What's the Story, Morning Glory. That's all I knew, and I knew really 2 songs on it.
Well, hold that for the end, because we're going to make a second opinion of this thing at the end.
That's fair.
So your beginning opinion is you own the album, but you kind of owned it for the hits.
Yeah.
And it really wasn't. It probably wasn't a go-to album all the time.
No.
Yeah.
And
probably haven't revisited a lot since.
No, not since we got ready for this.
Yeah. So, so I'm with you. I owned this album. Got it in '95. I liked Wonderwall, but I really liked the second, whatever it was, second or third single. I like Don't Look Back in Anger.
Yeah.
That's the one when I decided. Once I heard Wonderwall, which Wonderwall's a good song. I'm not going to downgrade Wonderwall. But then when I heard Don't Look Back in Anger, I was like, I like that song. So I bought the CD basically for that song. Now, in the early 90s or mid-90s when I got this, I probably listened to it once or twice, covered it, start to finish, because I did that with a lot of CDs. But as I moved on with other CDs I had and other albums, a lot of times I skipped to the couple songs that I liked, and I didn't really spend a lot of time with the CD other than the hits, but I liked them. And so for years, I've kind of just listened to, I would say, the 3 big hits off of this album, and then Live Forever, which came off their debut album, Definitely Maybe. So those would kind of be the 4 Oasis songs I went to, and really outside of that, I didn't spend a lot of time with it, but I liked them. And when they came on, and I put them on playlists, but that was about it. And then when they passed, they passed. And then that's just kind of how it's been.
Yeah.
But spending time now getting ready for this. I've been kind of dove into this album for the last about month, knowing this was coming up. And so I've spent more time with the album. And I'm going to have, like you said, I'm going to have some other ways of looking at this album now. after doing a deep dive and getting to know more stuff and getting more familiar with the album because I was the hits guy too, just like you. And then I did own it. I owned it as well. And then as CDs went away, and then that's the way it goes.
I think back to me in '95. This would have been in my wheelhouse, and I don't.
You're in high school. It's your senior year. When this comes out, it's right at the start of your senior year. Thinking about some of the other stuff you're listening to in '95, still Green Day, is Dookie's big. If you take some of that '94 holdover live, all that's big. So maybe, a couple of hits, and then you were into some of those other songs.
I don't know, but this.
And I would tell you, to our credit, we're especially back. You were still back in Oregon. I mean, they weren't prime holders on our radio stations around there.
Yeah.
Like you weren't getting you weren't inundated a lot with them outside of Wonderwall, probably on MTV.
Right.
You weren't getting this a lot in our area. This wasn't, and probably a lot of the people you went to school with weren't like, oh, Rob, did you get What's the Story, Morning Glory?
Right.
I'm going to guess that's not. Right. And where I was, a lot of my friends in Japan, country guys, and they liked some of the Nirvana, Alice in Chains. But again, Oasis didn't hit big in the group of people I hung out with, so it wasn't a CD we put on to listen to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I was just, the group of people I was with weren't Oasis fans, so it's not a CD we ever went to. So I just listened to it on my own, but then I'd listen to the hits, and then I'd move on to something else. So.
Well, and those three songs, you think, Champagne, Wonderwall, Don't Look Back, kind of the big three singles from the album.
They're huge.
But they weren't crunchy alternative.
They weren't
bangers, right? They were more kind of poppy.
Wonderwall's definitely poppy.
So they didn't. I don't know that like in Portland at the time it was like 94.7,
94.5. Oh yeah, one of those
like
two. Yeah.
So I don't know that they would have fit.
Yeah, because you're getting
those are more poppy kind of anthemic type things that they didn't. They're not crunchy and guitar driven and. They've got
those three songs.
No, not those three.
Those three songs are not as guitar driven. Although I will say there is some guitar in Anger that I would argue is a good guitar. Right. But we'll talk about that. And then Don't Look Back in Anger is almost kind of like a ballad.
Yeah, that's
if you really kind of look at it.
So they don't kind of fit. They don't fit the alternative rock feel.
And then I would say that the radio stations didn't dive in deeper to find some of the other stuff we're going to talk about today.
Yeah.
And then further beyond. And really, after What's the Story, Morning Glory, and even before their debut album, definitely maybe not big in the States, and then this one was big in the States, and then the next one, Here and Now, not big in the States,
right?
So it's kind of like the U.S. interest, the main interest was What's the Story, and then when that faded out, that's kind of where Oasis went in the U.S. That's not what happened in England.
No, they're huge.
They were, they're just
massive.
It's crazy. Yeah. So, all right, some quick stats on. So our relationship's kind of similar with this album in that, but I've kind of held a place that I've liked those songs for a long time, and you have kind of made some comments in the past, previous. Now we're gonna re-examine it today, but your previous stance was, yeah. As you gotten older, you were like, okay, Wonderwall.
And I think the word I found somewhere said oversaturation.
There you go.
Of those three songs, they were everywhere.
I
you heard them all the time.
Yeah.
And, that's.
I gotcha. So, after we go through the album today, we'll see where both of us still stand on this album and maybe on Oasis as in general.
There you go.
So, all right, a few stats about the album. Obviously, we got the Gallagher brothers from Manchester, England. Manchester. They have the unique accents. I call them like the dirty accents. They're real harsh.
Man,
you know what I mean? But Manchester. Released October 2nd, as I said. It has sold over 22 million copies worldwide. Number one album in 11 countries. Number 4 on the U.S. Billboard 200. Rolling Stone ranked it 157 on the 500 greatest albums of all time. And Rolling Stone ranked it 35th of its list of the greatest albums of the 90s. Their debut definitely was at 78, so they had 2 entries on that countdown. And it's the 59th best-selling album ever on the thing.
It's crazy.
So it's crazy. 5 times platinum in the U.S., 18 times platinum in the U.K., 8 times platinum in Canada and Australia, 7 times platinum in Denmark, and 6 times platinum in Ireland. Noel Gallagher said, and this was his quote, "It took 12 days to record this, record, edit, and finish the album." And that was, he said it only took that long because half the songs weren't completed when they showed up to the studio.
Yeah, I got that.
So
15
there's
days.
12 songs. There's 10 real songs and 2 other pieces, but 10 songs in 12 days, album completely done. And he said it's a good thing we were young and not paying attention, because he said I couldn't do that now.
Oh,
so
crazy.
that's just a haul. You're just rolling right through it. So I do have a quick quote that I really liked. So this is Tom DeLonge, Blink 182. He said Oasis was in the States. They were playing a venue, and Liam Gallagher, the front man, if you will, one of the main front man.
Right.
He said to Tom, he goes, Blink 182, he goes, "You're the best I've heard in America." The best I've heard in America. Tom said, because he said, I loved Oasis. Tom said, "Wow." He goes, that's so great. He goes, "I didn't even know you liked our band." Liam said, "I didn't say that." And then he just walked away.
That sounds like something they'd say. Yeah. Yeah, and I think that was, kind of the thing that kind of caused people to maybe drop them too.
Yeah.
They had kind of a harsh, they were real cocky,
But
they were the greatest band in the world. And,
I think they're two of the most maybe unintentionally funny people I've ever. Yeah. You could just sit and watch. I've been on YouTube a little bit watching some of their interviews. It's some of the funniest things I've ever watched. I mean, they're just saying things in interviews, and they're funnier than people I've seen on TV trying to actually be funny. Yeah. I mean, they're just, and I don't know. I think the rivalry's a little more fun than it is. I know they broke up in 2009, and then in this 2025 World Tour, they're back together. Big deal. But I just think I think it's funny during the rivalry time. You had things where Liam wouldn't sing, and then he'd sit in the audience and throw fruit at Noel while he was singing. And I mean, I don't know. I think it adds to their lore and adds a little. I think it adds a rock and roll element.
Oh, absolutely.
That makes it a legit rock and roll thing. And like Liam Gallagher, you say whatever you want. That guy's just rock and roll. Like, he doesn't care.
Yeah.
He says whatever he wants.
Yeah.
He's gonna sing. He's gonna party. He's gonna have a great time. I mean, I just think unabashedly, he's just like, we're gonna be what we're gonna be.
Yeah. Well, and I think that comes through in a lot of their music, a lot of their songs. They talk about that. Just say what you're gonna say.
Say what you're gonna say. Be yourself.
And I think that they're kind of their blue collar upbringing. I read that there was in that whole Britpop thing that was part of it, was that they're from kind of the other side of the tracks. And, and the other Brit bands were kind of these high-end, polished, educated college kids, and these guys are like, our dads were bricklayers, and we're from the other side of town. So they had this kind of just do what you want attitude. We're going to do it. Nobody's going to stop us. And so I do admire that. It
comes out in the music, but I like the attitude. The more, I think I initially had some of that, blah, blah, blah. But the more I go back and look at it, and I just watch now in the interviews, I just think it's funny. You watch that Supersonic documentary like I did. There's one part in there, Liam's talking, and he talks about how, like, when he's not singing, he'll just go stand in front of the crowd. And he said, I'll stand perfectly still, and I don't engage with them. They show him in this thing back in the 90s. He looks a little crazy.
Yeah.
And he's like, I just absorbed the 50,000 people singing back at me. And he goes, I don't sing with them. He goes, and there's no other Rush like it in the whole world. Yeah. And he just stands there. And if you watch some of their old concerts, whenever they go into a guitar solo, or if Noel's singing, he'll just walk out on the front and he'll just stare into the audience. And so I just think, I don't know, it's pretty rock and roll to me. So.
I would almost make the argument that they are one of the most misunderstood bands.
Could be.
In rock, they have kind of, like you said, there's a lore to them, and maybe people just don't understand them.
And we probably don't even have half of it. What they know about them in England and with their tabloids and all that, I bet they got all kinds of stories. And you can just find endless quotes of what the two of them have said about each other. And some of them are really funny. I got to admit, they just take jabs at each other left and right.
Well, and their catalog is actually quite deep. I mean, they have quite a few albums, and they have a lot of, and albums that are actually critically acclaimed outside of the ones that we know, their first three or whatever. So there's a lot we don't know.
Well, and I would say for anybody listening, say it's a hardcore Oasis fan, I recognize now there's a lot more than Wonderwall and Champagne going on. Yeah. And I know the Brits already know that. But for some listeners and some, I saw comments I put up before our episode, I put up this album and I said, hey, tell us what you think about this. And I got several awesome, one of the best albums. Great. But I got several, this is the only one that I was kind of out of Oasis after that. And I was like, that was the theme. For a lot of it, after Wonderwall, after Champagne Supernova, you're like, okay, I got it. And then they kind of moved on. But I could tell you there's a lot of other songs and a lot different songs. My wife made a comment last night. She said, because Kurt on our last episode goes, I don't even know what they sound like. And I go, you'd know Wonderwall if you heard it. And my wife goes, I'd probably know. She's not a huge Oasis fan, but she goes, I'd probably know an Oasis song if I heard it. And I now countered from my deep dive. I said, I bet there's a few I could play that would not give you the Oasis vibes you think, the Wonderwall vibes you think you would get.
Yeah. No, I agree with that because that's, I think, how I felt. No, I was driving my daughter home from a volleyball game last night, and I was listening to this album on the way home. And she goes, wait, I know that song. And she's not even a Oasis fan, but she knew it.
Everybody knows that one song for sure.
Knows that one.
Everyone knows that one. So, all right. Well, with anthemic, did you have anything to add before we jump in?
No, I did. Some early stuff. I learned that they were initially called The Rain.
Oh yeah. And initially
there was some band changes.
Liam was in the band with several of the still band members. And Noel was a roadie or something for another group.
It was called the In Spiral Carpets.
Correct. And then Liam basically asked Noel to stand in to play guitar, and then just said, "You should just be in the band." And then Liam was like, "Can you write us some songs?" And Noel's like, "All right." So, and then they were off and running.
And even that dynamic was interesting to watch. Was to watch Liam, who's like, "We're just going to do it." And then Noel's a little more safe. He's playing it safe. He's going to be the roadie for this band. And there's no, and Liam's like, I called him up and basically said, we're doing it. Why don't you stop just sitting around talking about it and let's go do it.
Let's do
it.
Well, and even Noel famously, he said that he came back from being the roadie and he asked what Liam was doing. And their mother said, he's a lead singer in a band. He goes, he doesn't sing. What are you talking about? He's a lead. Noel's like, he doesn't sing. Then he goes, I went and heard him. And he was like, oh, okay, I guess he can sing a little bit. So, and then they were off and running. So, and it went pretty quick. I mean, from the time Noel joined to when they did their first album into this album, I mean, you're just talking a few years. And then, because they kind of became an underground thing in England for a while. And then this one, after definitely maybe kind of broke the dam.
Yeah.
And then turned them into the greatest band in the world.
In the bird. Hey, I was going to say that one thing I did think was interesting. So the cover photo was taken in Berwick Street in Soho, London, which is well known for record shops. But if you look really close in the background, there's a guy. He's standing and he's covering his face with an album. And it's actually the producer. His name's Owen Morris. And he's covering his face with the record. And it's the album's master tapes. In his hands.
Nice.
You can see him.
I found him. I haven't looked at it, but magnifying glass?
He's way in the back. He's on the sidewalk and he's covering his face. So that's the producer, and he's covering the face with the master tapes of
Did you go magnifying glass on that one?
No, you don't need it. You can see
okay.
It. Yeah.
You can see.
Well, maybe I had my spectacles on. My readers.
Before we jump in, where would you... When you think of 90s albums, where is this?
Oh my gosh!
Before our revisit today.
Oh, I don't
before
think you
you're
can
coming
argue
into this,
it's
where
big.
would you
It's
at?
huge.
Yeah.
It's up in the top.
I think it's got to be, right?
Especially 90s.
I think if you're doing a top 10,
it's
probably got to be whether you like it or not.
No,
I think
that's irrelevant. Just its place in 90s,
its popularity, all the stuff it did, because
top 10.
It definitely right after grunge this pops out, so this definitely becomes a different sound.
Yep.
In the 90s, and it was very popular for at least in the U.S. for a little while, but in the U.K., like it's hard to even describe like what the U.K. vibe of this was. I mean, they already knew about them before. What's the story? But then when it broke, it just broke. They just did 2 concerts this last weekend in Wembley because they're on their live tour for 2025. Each night, the 2 nights they did them, I think it was Saturday and either Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, I forget, but they did back-to-back nights. 90,000 sold out both nights.
It's crazy.
I mean, that doesn't even make sense. That's it's a band that's 30 years old. 90,000. We got lots of popular bands. I'm just gonna say I don't think Def Leppard still puts 90,000 people into a stadium. No. So, I was at Smashing Pumpkins last year. I mean, there were 35, 40 in there. But do I think they could put 90 into Wembley? Yeah. I don't know.
That's why. I mean, I think you can't argue it. Even the naysayers. You got to acknowledge.
It at least has its place. Whether you like it or not, it has a place.
And the Oasis has
they have a place.
There's something special about them, and
they got to have it. So, All right. Well, with anthemic tracks that fans still love today, as we spoke about the 90,000 people 2 nights in a row, Oasis turned their second album into the defining soundtrack of the mid-90s Britpop explosion and one of the iconic records of the 90s. So let's jump back 30 years and avoid Gallagher-esque arguments between Rob and Dave as we break down what's the story. Remember, that's in parentheticals and a question mark. Morning Glory. All right, the moment everyone's been waiting for, or maybe not. If you're a big Oasis fan, I'm not sure. You know what I hope is maybe we'll have some of those that were like you, or a little like me, where it's like they just knew the hits, and maybe we'll open something else today for a few listeners. They'll be like, you know what, I need to give that album another run. Yeah, and then maybe that'll lead them to something else. And then for those of you that despise them, Brad, we're talking to you. I'm sure the hate will continue, but that's fine. So we dedicated. Do
you know why
to
he
you.
doesn't like? Has he shared that with you?
I believe. I don't want to get too far in his quotes. I know he was. I know they made a comment or had a beef with Michael Hutchins of In Excess.
I've read that.
And I think they said something maybe towards when he passed away or something that was off-putting. Yeah. And then he posted on our when I asked about this, and he said there was a time he liked a few of their songs, but he feels that listening to it now, it sounds a little outdated, and it's just not as good as he remembered it. So that's fine. So I think he has some legit reasons for it. Well, I don't think it's just blind hate.
I was trying to find it, but there was a quote. He had a pretty inappropriate, I don't know if that's the word, quote about Phil Collins.
Oh, they've made lots of
like he can't. Collins. They cannot stand Phil.
And Phil can't stand them. He's made lots. Phil's made lots of great disparaging comments about them as well.
Yeah,
they made one. Noel made a comment about Phil Collins. He goes, "You don't have to be talented
I just read it.
Yeah,
you don't have to be. You don't have to be great to be successful. Look at Phil Collins.
Look at Phil Collins. Yeah, they don't care. They do that all the time.
But he talked about something about having Phil Collins' head on a plate.
Oh yeah, So I don't want to dive deep into those, but they definitely, they've popped up at the mouth a few times. So.
Oh yeah, he said, "I want the severed head of Phil Collins in my fridge by the end of the decade."
Yeah, and then it's funny though, if you talk to Noel now, he'll still not like Phil Collins, but some of those comments he'll be like, He doesn't remember always saying all of them. I don't know if this is a wide known fact, but they did a lot of drugs. Yeah. A lot of cocaine and things were involved.
In that documentary, he talks about the feud between him and the drummer when they got rid of their first drummer.
Oh yeah,
and Noel flat out says, he goes, "Oh no, whatever he's saying is probably true.
Probably true. Yeah,
I'm not going to deny it. I don't remember it."
Yeah. He goes, "I don't remember much of it." So.
He's probably right.
That's why when they ask him now about some of these songs, like, "Oh, what's this about?" I don't know. He goes, that they'll always make fun of it in the English press that if you ask him every 10 days about a song, he'll kind of get a different version of why he wrote it.
I found that in my notes that some songs were,
yeah. They said depending on the day you ask him, it'll be about something else. Mm-hmm. So, well, you got anything else before we jump in?
No. I'm excited.
We're going to go track by track on this album, and we're going to decide if we still think it's awesome or if it's awesome in the first place. And, we won't keep anyone waiting any longer. Now, the first song on this is, by the way, great first song. Whoever chose to put this album together, picking this as the first song was outstanding. However, we have a different sample that I'll play in a few minutes, but I wanted to play the very beginning of this song because I find it very interesting. It starts like it's Wonderwall, and then it does this blip sound that I think I just love it. Like it's great.
Well, and there's birds.
I just love the blip blip. Now, when you hear that guitar jumping in, so this is Hello. It's the first track. Mm-hmm. You hear that guitar jumping in. Definitely not Wonderwall.
No,
like it's like a whole different world. So I'll start with this one, and then we'll kind of go back and forth. So this was written for Definitely Maybe. Noel said in an interview, but it didn't make it on the album. It got dumped for Digsy's Diner.
Yes.
So Digsy's Diner went on to Definitely Maybe, and then he held on to this and brought it over for this. He said in an interview, I found an interview he talked about this whole album. So he said, Hello is a great opening tune for a gig. The first time we opened with it live, he thought, wow, folks, there's going to be a little language today. And remember, these are quotes by Noel. These aren't me. He said, wow, fucking hell, that's a fucking great song. That tune's fucking great. Hello. Yeah. So he said that to himself. He said when they were, doing the thing. So that takes us to, we gave it the beginning, but I want to give a little sample of what the kind of the whole song sounds like. So we'll go. That guitar
really good.
Is so good after the hello. And that chorus is so catchy. Like, but they played this. So they've done their world tour. And they've got their set list. They've used the same set list every night. Hello is the first song on the set list. Which, what better song could you have?
Called Hello.
You've been broken up for 16 years, and you come out with Hello. And I think what's even more significant about that is, I have one more small part is, I watched it on YouTube. Obviously, I wasn't at the concert. Would have loved to have been, not there. But at the back end of it, when they sing Hello, then they say, it's good to be back. And the whole stadium was just like, it was crazy. How good it's good to be back is so telling for this concert. And so to pick this number one. But when they did that, it's good to be back at the concert. The whole stadium, 90,000 people, 70, whatever stadium they're in, just echoing that good to be back. And you could just see people like, oh, because it's been so long. Anyway, so I think this is a fantastic song. And things I think we're going to talk about today, you said Wonderwall, we don't know what it means. Yeah. Champagne Supernova, we're like, okay, we don't know what it means. But for certain songs, some of the songwriting and some of the lyrics are so good. Like, he wrote some really good stuff. Like in this one, I put down that nobody mentions the weather can make or break your day. Nobody ever seems to remember life is a game we play. Like that's a real lyric. That's not nonsense. That means something. So
I found it said Noel Gallagher has commented on the lyrics, saying that they're about people who show up at his doorstep at ungodly hours, running through their drug and booze hell, and thinking they can solve their problems easily, urging them to get a grip instead. I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
Get a grip. Get out of here. Get your life together.
Okay, so something that I want to get off the table too is there's a lot of criticism that they are that they've done a lot of plagiarizing.
Correct.
Right. This is a song where they've kind of distanced themselves from the song a little bit outside of what you're saying. The opening, they open every concert with it, but there's a line that he references. Hello, hello, I'm back again. It's a song from a guy called Gary Glitter. Yeah, and there was a whole.
Yeah, he had some bad stuff come up.
He did some bad stuff, and so they've kind of.
But it's still a great song, and so I like this is this goes to the top of my list now. And I did not spend a lot of time with this song when I was younger.
No,
and I've been listening to it a lot now. This goes on my short list of probably best songs to open an album I've listened to. I mean, just that whole blip into the rock, and then you go hello, and I love it. Like, couldn't start an album any better than this.
Well, the production of this album is
really good.
Is good, I think. I know there was some criticism. I read that there was a thing in the 90s called the loudness wars, where the producers are kind of condensing a lot of sound into, and they were making it loud. And it kind of took away from quality, and that song was used as an example of a song that was really loud. It's a very loud song, and
I love it. I love loud songs.
there was a lot of criticism that it took away from the quality of the song. But
I'll disagree all day long on that. I love that song. That's a great.
But that seems like a Oasis thing to do. They were loud. They were loud for like being loud.
Not always, but loud a lot of time. Yeah. So all right. So great way to open the album with Hello. Couldn't pick a better song. That takes us into track number 2, which is what, Rob?
This is Roll With It.
So we hit song number 2.
Good song.
Also awesome.
Really good.
Like really good. Well, a couple themes going along here. One theme is they have really good catchy choruses, like sing-along choruses that you can hear, like that the audience will want to participate in. Yeah. And so this one is this is a great song. Yeah. So why don't you take us through this?
So this is it's called "Roll With It." It was released August 14th of '95. It's the second single from the album. It was written by Noel Gallagher. He wrote most of them. The song reached
all of them.
Yeah, the song reached number 2 in the UK singles chart. What was big about this song is it was famous for being at the center of the highly publicized battle of Britpop, and it was kind of between them and the rival band called Blur. And Blur's label deliberately moved the release of their song called Country House with this song to battle it. And then we kind of talked about it earlier. Blur represented kind of the south of England, and they were kind of middle class, university educated, artsy. Oasis was the north of England. They were the Manchester. Yeah. They were the working class, no nonsense kind of rocker people.
By the way, this is Blur. This is the song that got number 1 over Roll With It.
Watching afternoon repeats in the 38s in the country. He takes a manner of pills and piles up analyst spells in the country. Oh, it's like a
So maybe because we're not British, we don't understand. I don't know. But I cannot fathom how this was a competition. No. That is a terrible song.
Yeah, that's why
it's goofy. I don't understand. And I got to number 1 over Roll With It, which is a great rock and roll song. Again, maybe it's a British thing, but I don't understand how this was even a battle.
Right.
Doesn't make any sense.
And so that kind of goes back to what I said earlier. I think they're a very misunderstood band because I listen to a lot of the songs that they said were plagiarized. I don't hear it. I also don't hear the competition here. So just to give some numbers, Blur's Country House won the battle, selling 274,000 copies. Oasis sold 216,000 copies. So it was pretty close in the terms of selling. But while Blur won the singles chart, many argue that Oasis ultimately won the war in terms of lasting commercial success and global reach. So I think Oasis can sit back and go, yeah, you can have that one. We'll take everything.
Blur didn't sell 22 million of anything. No. So we'll just go ahead and say that. So
all right. So that's Roll With It.
Yeah. Great song.
Second single from the album.
Awesome. It's such a sing along. In fact, I read that that wasn't always considered one of the highest or best songs on this album. But they said it's in their set for the live lists. Yeah. And they said it was one of the songs. People at the concert have been interviewed and said this was one of the songs that the whole stadium sang the loudest. Yeah. When they hit that chorus, everybody was in with it, and it's become better as a live thing where everybody just loves getting the gotta roll with it. And it just gets the stadium jumping.
My last note here said essentially the song is saying stop complaining. Shut up, stop moaning, and get on with it. And that kind of feels like them. They're like, come on, let's just quit your whining and let's get down and rock it. You know?
That takes us to track 3. I would say one of the most recognizable openings to a song in the 90s and one of the most recognizable songs of the 90s.
Today is gonna be the day that they're gonna throw it back to you. By now you should have somehow realized what you gotta do. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. Backbeat, the word is on the street that the fire in your heart is out. I'm sure you've heard it all before, but you never really had it out.
All right, if you were alive in the 90s, you know this is Wonderwall. This is the song that broke them in the U.S. I'll say this, love it or hate it, this is one of the songs of the 90s. You know, you can, like I said, you can say it's oversaturated. You can say if it's overplayed. You can have all your things about it. But that opening, when he comes in and he starts with that kind of acoustic with the strings playing, I mean, everybody knows that opening if you were around in the 90s. It's the 4th single released off the album. Noel said there was a wall outside the studio, and he told the producer, I've got this song called Wonderwall, and I want to record it while sitting on that wall. He also now says, what a fucking stupid idea. He goes, I must have been high on that one. But after they started, he told the producer, I think this is a shit idea, but the producer goes, no, it's great, keep going. So he recorded part of the rhythm outside, and part of what's in the beginning of Hello with the bird song, that you heard the birds, that he's sitting on that wall.
So
that's part of where that came from. So this song, U.S., it was number 8 on the Hot 100, number 1 on the alternative airplay chart. Interesting, because you're talking about it wasn't real crunchy with the guitars, but top 10 song in 15 countries, became the first song of the 90s to reach 1 billion streams on Spotify. It's the 83rd most streamed song on Spotify. Now, I got a couple things about Spotify. Originally, I saw it's only one of 2 songs from the 90s on Spotify's top 100 most streamed songs. It was this and Smells Like Teen Spirit.
Okay.
So if you want to put those 2 in the category. But I've looked at the list within the last week, and I see 2 other songs on there. Creep from Radiohead has now come in at 100. And the Goo Goo Dolls' Iris is actually above Wonderwall and Smells Like Teen Spirit. So they're all within kind of a... So they're... if you look at the most recent, there's 490 songs, and this is one of them on there. And it's one of the most 100 streamed. It's now at 2.5 billion streams.
I would make the argument, I think Creep and Iris have become popular because of TikTok.
Yeah, possibly.
My kids know both those songs because of TikTok.
And here's what I'll say. You can say it's oversaturated. You can say they play it too much. It's been streamed 2.5 billion times. The reason it's oversaturated and played too much is it's a good song.
People like it.
Like, you know, and in case we played the beginning of it, and so this is a more memorable part.
Because maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me. And after all, you're my Wonderwall.
So song was originally called Wishing Stone, and it was written for Noel's girlfriend and later wife. Now he changes that story now, but that's the original story. Song's final title was inspired by George Harrison's solo album Wonderwall Music. Liam doesn't like the album version as Noel is playing guitar and bass. Because Noel's playing bass instead of the actual bassist who wasn't there that day, Liam said, that's not fucking Oasis. All right, so that's it. What are you going to do? Liam's favorite, just for a G-Wiz, I saw an interview and Liam listed his favorite Oasis songs. Live Forever, which he will always say is his favorite all-time song. Supersonic, off Definitely Maybe. Cast No Shadow, off of this album, which we'll get to soon. And Wonderwall. He says Wonderwall was his 4th favorite. So even Liam recognizes, maybe it's overplayed, maybe it was just that. It's a good song. Whether you want to be tired of it, it's just a good song. So what are you going to do?
I read that Liam, who's on lead vocals, Noel Gallagher was the writer. Noel originally wanted to sing it, but he gave Liam the choice and said, do you want to do Wonderwall or do you want to do Don't Look Back in Anger? And Liam chose
Wonderwall.
Yeah, there you go.
And I think it was the right choice.
Yeah.
I think, and we'll find that out here in a second.
I don't want to go too deep, but if you get a chance. So the B-side for this particular song.
We're going to talk about B-sides at the end of this. So
good.
We'll get to the B-side situation.
There's a specific B-side for this one. Yeah. You got to listen.
Does it start with an A?
No, it doesn't.
Oh, you're doing the other one.
No,
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. They're both, the one that starts with the A is also
This one starts with
amazing.
a T.
Oh, yeah. I know that one too.
So good.
So, all right. Wonderwall, not much you can say about it. It's one of the biggest songs of the 90s. Now, they'll call themselves real Oasis fans, don't consider it their best song. They consider it's the most commercial, but even the band has said, it's a great song. What do you want me to do? And Noel had a gift for writing songs like this that just went on forever. You know what I mean? So, so that takes us to our fourth track.
Yep.
Arguably one of the best tracks on the album, Don't Look Back in Anger.
Stand up beside the fireplace. Take that look from off your face. You ain't ever gonna burn my heart out. And so Sally can wait. She knows it's too late as we're walking on by. Her soul slides away, but don't look back in anger.
All right, so I love this song.
It's a good thing. I like it.
Forever, I would have told you this was their best song and has always been probably my favorite song on this album. If I'm honest, I have no reason or emotional connection to it other than musically it sounds great. The chorus is great. If you ever seen an audience with it, I mean, it's just something great to sing along to. I mean, it is just, I think it's a fantastic song. It's probably one of my, it's always kind of been in my, top 10 favorite songs to listen to.
Yeah.
I can just sing to it and I love it. And Noel, of course, is singing on this one as opposed to Liam. He sounds great. I mean, it's a great song. There's not much more I can say about it than that.
Yeah, so this is, Don't Look Back in Anger. It was released in February of 96. It was the first Oasis single to feature Noel. I didn't know that. It became their second single to reach number 1 and certified multi-platinum in UK. He cited a lot of Beatles kind of influences here. He actually says, he borrows a line that says, "So I started a revolution from my bed because you said the brains I had went to my head," and that was from a John Lennon interview. It's about moving forward, not having regrets. This is what you can talk about, like the meaning and how it kind of changes depending on the day. He said, "Sally can wait." Noel Gallagher has stated that the name was simply a word that fit the music, though he later jokingly suggested it was the older sister of the character Lila from a later Oasis song. I don't know. And then it actually became the unofficial tribute song following the 27 Manchester Arena attack.
Oh, yeah.
So it's got people refer to it as promoting resilience.
He said he wrote this in Paris at a strip club.
Yeah.
When he was on one.
There you go.
He wrote it there. And then also, my favorite line from this is, again, we go back to lyrics. Favorite line, "Please don't put your life in the hands of a rock and roll band who will just throw it all away."
Right.
So I just think that's great. And I said, when you listen to Wonderwall and that, it didn't have that crunchy guitar, and maybe this one's more of a ballad, but I would say there's a really good guitar part in this song I want to isolate. I think it shows Noel's ability.
Yeah.
I think when he does that little speed up part, I just think it's really good. Like, that's
Again,
a
I
fantastic
think
part of the song.
There's some underrated. He's probably an underrated guitarist. I bet if you
I think
ask
so too.
people, like, "Oh, rank your top guitarists," he probably doesn't make the list.
He does. He's got some good
People
stuff.
will forget. So.
Last thing I've got on him, he said, well, I have two things. He said, "I've done so many gigs where I go and start to sing the first line and just give up as the audience sings it so loud from start to finish.
This would be one.
Can't even hear me." He said, "The song is mad, fucking mad. I don't even know why. Who knows? It's just got the magic."
Yep.
That's what he said. He goes, "I can't explain it." He goes, "It's just got the magic. It always has." And we listed Liam's favorite songs. If you catch Noel on any different day, like we've said before, but this was the most recent interview I saw, and they asked him to rank him. He gave him 4. Supersonic, which Liam also said. Live Forever, Liam also stated. But then he has Some Might Say and Rock and Roll Star. So he said, but I've also heard him say Talk Tonight, and some of the best lyrics was this, that, and the other. So, but overall, what a terrific song. Just an awesome song.
Great song.
Takes us to track 5. We go from kind of a ballady. You go from Wonderwall, which is poppy, to a ballad, and then you go to track 5, which picks up the pace a little bit. This
It's really good.
I love this song too. I mean, this is gonna be a theme today. By the way, this Hey Now is what this is called. This is just an album track, never released as a single, although it could have been a single. I don't know why it wasn't. It's a good come down, I think, after the two monsters before it, and it gives you a little. But it was considered less radio friendly than those other singles, which is why a lot of it, because the vibe is brooding and moody. So radio stations, at least in the U.S., didn't pick up on it a lot. But many fans consider it a hidden gem on the album, and many may move past it because it follows up Wonderwall and Don't Look Back in Anger. I would have been guilty of that a long time ago.
Yeah,
but now this is a great song. Like, I just love it. So
This is Hey Now.
Hey Now.
I'm looking at my notes. It was not released. It was not released as a single. It's 6 minutes long.
Oh yeah,
I didn't realize that.
they have some long songs.
The final 2 minutes simply repeats a verse and chorus that had already occurred, and people really didn't like that. It's considered a deep cut favorite by fans.
Love it.
The line in the chorus is "Feel no shame" was a direct reference to Noel Gallagher to an Irish band called Aslan, who his family his family loved. And he talked about the theme kind of where struggles of fame. Noel described the song as being about looking back at the hard work and trauma the band endured to reach their success. So,
Yeah. Noel said it came from a couple of chords he played at soundcheck, and it has a weird chorus to it along with a synthesizer, which he said, I didn't even have a synthesizer. So he wonders who's playing that. He goes, maybe the producer threw it in. I'm not sure. But he said, despite the synthesizer, which from the interview I'm getting, he didn't love, some great lyrics. His favorite lyric, he said, I took a walk with my fame down memory lane. I never did find my way back.
Right.
And he goes, I wrote that. He goes, I kind of feeling that way myself. And then he goes, at the end, he goes, but I don't want to find my way back, so I'm fine. But big concert song. People like to sing along to quite a bit. Not included on their live tour right now, but like you said, a fan favorite. So that takes us. Oh, you got anything else?
No, it just there was a lot of mention, especially in this song and some other Oasis song. They talk about shoegazing.
Oh yeah, they like shoes.
Well, it's a style of music.
Yes.
I still don't know it. I don't quite understand. It just says a style of rock music characterized by a sound in which the distinctions between separate instruments and vocals are blurred. I don't.
By the way, as we go along,
yeah.
and this may detract from why some people don't like it, I personally love it. No one sings vowels like Liam Gallagher. I'm in love with the way he sounds out. I think it adds to the songs.
Yeah.
And if you talk to fans, I mean, they love the sun shines and the, actions and what was the one you said, the helicopter instead of helicopter? Yeah. I mean, the way he sounds out.
With a doctor and a helicopter.
The way he sounds out his words in his, and now that I've listened more, you can I definitely know when Liam's singing as opposed to when Noel's singing. Yeah. So, but Liam he's great. He's a great front man. When I watch concerts of him, he owns the stage. Yeah. Like, you can say what you want about him, but his presence, and even Noel admits that. He's like, he was just meant to stand up there. He did that interview with the kids, and they're like, what instrument do you play? I don't play instruments. I just sing. But I will say, an MVP of some of these songs, he plays that tambourine, and he plays it really well. Yeah. And he hits it at times when it's like you hear it in the background, you go, oh, wow. And it adds to the song. It's really good.
There's a video from their third album. I think this song's called, it's the opening song. It's called Do You Know What I Mean or something like that. I think that's what it's called. Anyway, and the video it's filmed in a old abandoned factory or something like that, and there's helicopters flying around. And the coolest part, though, there's a scene where they back the camera up and they're all on a little makeshift stage, and he's doing his classic stance with his hand behind his back, and he's singing into the mic. They're all tapping their feet at the same time. It's the coolest.
Oh yeah,
they just look cool, and I was like,
I love the way he sings.
I want to be in a band.
Well, of course.
Cool.
Yeah, you look at that and you're like, that's what I want to do. So, all right, that takes us to track 6. This is called, it's actually untitled, but it's been referenced now as Swamp Song Part 1. actually quite like what's going on here. I just wish it was a song.
Yeah.
This is a thing bands did in the 90s where you had these interludes in. Beastie Boys did it. Stone Temple Pilots did it. It's like it was a 90s thing to just take a minute-long jam session and throw it in. That's what I said. I said, I got to be honest, this is kind of a waste of time because we just had a great track from Hey Now. And then if that goes into the next song, which we're going to play in a second, that would have been great. But this track 6 just jumps in for no reason. I just think it takes away, it feels like filler, but for no reason. Why did we need this here? So
Yeah, the only thing I have is that the heavy use of harmonica and distorted guitar gave the track a raw, almost garage or swampy feel. So that's where the name The Swamp Song came from.
Yeah.
But it features a guy named Paul Weller.
Oh, yeah. He's mentioned him many times.
He did the harmonica, and he's kind of a big, he was in a band called The Jam, and he's big in the day.
I just think it's a waste of my time. Like, you know, and we'll talk about it when we talk about the B-sides.
Yeah.
But you could have, we'll talk about it when we talk about the B-sides.
Yeah.
I just think Swamp Song's a waste of time. I like the music. I just wish it was an actual, I wish it accompanied an actual song.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it kind of makes
unfortunately,
why
it's just
waste
there.
why waste that
that
space?
spot? Yeah, I don't know.
Put a full song in there.
But it's the 90s. I'm telling you, you can go on lots of albums and you'll just find that stuff. Like random bands where they just throw things in and they're talking for a minute. Core, which I think is one of the best albums of all time. There's one random thing in there that you got to skip past because it's Scott just talking.
So random.
Yeah, it's so nonsense. And someone's just strumming a guitar in the background. But this is the thing they did in the 90s. It wasn't needed here. You could have just dumped it out, but is what it is. And Noel even says now, he goes, I have no idea why it's them. He goes, we're screwing around in the studio. He goes, he goes, Owen probably recorded it. And he goes, I didn't tell him to put it there. He goes, but it's there.
Yeah.
That's what he says now. So, all right. So we leave the Swamp Song for track 7, which, by the way, is probably one of the, I would argue, maybe one of the top songs of the whole album, which is what, Rob?
Some might say.
I see you over there laughing. Does this song make you laugh?
No, I'm just reading my notes. There's a part that I'll share with
We'll
you.
take it with us.
So this written by Noel. We did, yeah.
By the way, great song. Before you start giving,
It's a great song.
Great song.
Yeah. First single. It's the first single from this album. It was the first UK #1 single. It was their first single to reach #1 on the UK charts. It was the last track with their original drummer. The success of this song is kind of it is the catalyst for what would become What's the Story of Morning Glory. I thought this was interesting. It said Noel Gallagher took inspiration from the song from a group called Grant Lee Buffalo. I actually like them a lot. I just got this album. It's called Fuzzy.
Yep.
And I can totally hear it. This is what I was laughing at. There was a scheduled video shoot for the single. It was abandoned because Liam didn't show up. And when they asked him why he didn't show up, he said, the idea is shit. That was that.
Nice.
Yeah. Consequence of their video uses live performance from some other footage, so they had to put it together. And then the meaning of the song said Noel admitted he was quite hammered when he wrote some of the verses.
Yep.
So
I saw him in an interview, and he said he heard Grant Lee Buffalo, and he said I quite liked them. He said I got that fuzzy tune stuck in my head and wanted to write a song that sounded that good. And then, people have said, oh, you're doing whatever. And he said, everything I do is a nod to something else.
Yes.
He said, I'm not a genius. I'm a fan of music. He said, Paul McCartney's a genius. Morrissey, Bob Dylan, those are geniuses. Yeah. He goes, I'm a fan of theirs and have a good knack at putting shit together. In the end, nothing's original anyways. There's only 12 notes you can play.
Yeah.
And he said, and that's it. Yeah. So
that was going to be my argument against the whole plagiarism thing. I could not hear of the 7 to 10 songs I found that people claimed were like plagiarism. I couldn't hear it.
No.
And then two,
no band has ever accused them of anything.
And so I don't hear it. But then two, I was thinking, man, Led Zeppelin is one of the biggest bands ever.
Yeah.
And their songs were straight blues ripoffs.
Yeah.
They just took blues songs, they plugged it into an amplifier, and they rocked it out. And people are like, oh, this is the greatest thing we've ever heard.
Yeah.
They are straight up riff-offs, and
saw-
nobody accuses them of that.
I saw comments of they're like, everyone says the Beatles are a genius. They go, have they ever said, hey, Fats Domino or any of these other guys? Because they go, they took a lot of stuff from those guys too. So he's right. I mean, and David Bowie gave an interview like that once. He goes, someone said, oh, they took a David Bowie tune, and he's like, he goes, there's only so many tunes out in the world. He goes, it's what you do with it to make it your song.
Yes.
So I don't know.
No, I don't hear it,
no one has. But this is a fan favorite at the live shows. This is a big sing-along song. A lot of people I saw online, this is their favorite Oasis song. So I think it's a great song. Rolling Stone said it's number 10 of their 40 best songs of all time. 31st biggest single in the UK for 95. So I think it's a great song.
It's a great song.
You know,
I like it.
Again, a peek behind the curtain. I'm not going to think any of these songs aren't great songs, but you know, the more that I've gone with them. So that takes us to track 8, which is another ballad, but again is just a phenomenal track. As they took his soul, they stole his pride. That's a pretty good line.
That's deep.
I gotta say, that's deep. Loud. Yeah, you know, if you want to talk about the nonsense again, back to songwriting. That's a good line. Like you can't say much about that. So take us through this one, Rob.
Oh, this is Cast No Shadow. Noel Gallagher. He was often referred to the song. He has said that this is the best words I ever wrote. That's a quote from Mr. Gallagher. Styles described as a dreamy acoustic tinged ballad. It's been compared to Beatles and Pink Floyd. Again, it's the comparison. I can hear a little bit of Pink Floyd's "Wish You Were Here." I can hear it. In the album's liner notes, Noel Gallagher dedicated the song to the genius of Richard Ashcroft. He was the lead singer of the Britpop band The Verve. Although it was never released as an official single, "Cast No Shadow" was certified gold in the UK in 2021. And it just shows that
people love this song.
They love it. Meaning Cast No Shadow is primarily interpreted as an ode to an underappreciated and deeply sensitive creative soul. So there's lots of going back to this Richard Ashcroft guy. The phrase, as he faced the sun, he cast no shadow, has been interpreted to mean like an invisibility or lack of impact, but it could also mean pure brilliance.
Oh, yeah.
He cast no shadow. Ultimately, the song is a powerful statement about unrecognized genius and the loneliness and struggle that often accompany deep artistic talent. And I can totally see that. This band, I think, kind of emulates that idea of this creative juices and then the criticism you get for being creative and trying something different, and then if you don't live up to that, and it's
so good.
Yeah, it's
like
really
I
good.
just love singing along with it.
Good writing.
My favorite lyric, again, when we're talking about lyrics, chained to all the places that he never wished to stay, bound with all the weight of all the words he tried to say, as he faced the sun, he cast no shadow. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. That's really good to me. So this is a fan favorite again, as you said. It's on their 2025 live show set list, and it said from, Noel was quoted from UK to Canada, US and Mexico City. When we've played this out on this, he goes, there's rarely a dry eye in the house.
Yeah.
And I looked online. This is a song that means a lot to a lot of people, like a dad passed away or a family member this, or it saved me at a time. And actually, it's a theme with a lot of Oasis songs that people have deep meaning to them, that they mean something in their life. So, and a lot of people, and that's not to say that's an Oasis thing. There are a lot of bands where people have that draw to them.
Right.
I'm sure REM has those fans. Nirvana has those fans. Mariah Carey has those type of fans. Point is, it's just I see it overwhelmingly a lot online for these and for some of these songs. So.
No. One of my notes says there are key lyrics that capture the feeling of a frustrated, restrained artist, and I just think you can hear that in the writing. You're talking about a frustrated, restrained artist. Right.
Well, it takes us to track 9, a way different track. And I'm just going to say right now, when I first was listening through this, I was like, man, this just feels out of place. And the more I listened to it, and the more I started singing along with it, and I realized this is a great track.
Yeah.
And I want you to say, do you know
Yeah, it's a
All
fun
right,
song.
so track 9 is She's Electric.
Yes.
Really good. Interesting track. Like I said, it's a little different, but the more I listen to it, I like the change from some of the other sounds on the album. If there's any song that you go, there's your Beatles influence, that's definitely that song. Again, supposed to be on Definitely Maybe, but got pushed out at the last second. Actually, this one might have been the one that replaced Digsy's Diner, or Digsy's Diner replaced this. And then I think he might have had Hello just in his back pocket and just didn't make it on Definitely Maybe. Song's about a guy. The song's crazy. It's about a guy who's dating a girl. He likes her sister, likes her mother, hates her brother. Someone's pregnant. It's not his fault. She's got cousins. Like, it's just about a crazy family is what it is. And he's kind of dating someone in, and he's part of the family. So Noel, in an interview, I love this. He says, someone said to Noel, with a song like She's Electric or Cigarettes and Alcohol, you can't do that. You can't take those chords and make them your own thing or whatever. It's got similar chords to these other types of songs. And he says, his quote was, he goes, yes. He goes, I can, I will, and I have, and you'll fucking buy it. He goes, so fuck off. And that's what he said. So that was his quote. So
I like the line that says, she's got one in the oven, but it's nothing to do with me. I like that. Yeah.
So fun song. I think it's a good one. Good addition.
I like that. I was reading through my notes, and it goes, he's telling the story. Noel described the song as a whimsical tale about a boy who has a girlfriend that tells a narrative about his complex, inappropriate, and dysfunctional relationship with her external family. And then later it goes, Noel later admitted it wasn't a true story.
Oh, of course.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
Thank you, Noel.
All right. She's Electric. Fun. A crowd favorite again. Yeah. Not on their live set list right now, but fans really like it. Yeah. And I see a lot of people say my top 10 favorite Oasis songs. This pops in. So people like She's Electric. Has a little more maybe that British feel to it too. So I can see why those fans love it. So takes us to track 10. Absolute banger of a track, right? Oh, my goodness. All right. So this is Morning Glory.
Morning Glory.
The name of the album, this is the title track, right? Or this track for the album. So this was only released as a single in New Zealand, Japan, and Australia, but it became a radio single in the U.S. and Canada, picked up by them, and was their first song in North America to receive significant alternative rock radio airplay. So hit number 24 in the U.S. alternative airplay chart. Mild success everywhere else. Critics believe the song to be about drugs, shockingly enough. One line in the song says, all your dreams are made when you're chained to the mirror and the razor blade. So it's
such a good line.
It's such a good line. It's not subtle. Yeah. I will tell you right now, I love this song. My favorite lyric in the song, the razor blade is great writing, all that. When Liam says, another sunny afternoon, walk into the sound of my favorite tune. I sing it loud every time. I love it. I don't know why I love that line so much, but it might be my favorate line on the whole album. Yeah, like the walk into the sound of my favorite tune. Yeah. I love it. Well, let's let you weigh in on Morning Glory.
I found that the song was originally two separate songs that Noel Gallagher combined and it features a 1-second voice clip at the very end. You have to listen hard of Soul to Soul. It's their 1995 track Love Enough. If you've not listened to the unplugged version of this song, it's phenomenal.
It's great.
So it's really good. Lots of the plagiarism accusation here is that it sounds a lot like The One I Love by REM. Again, I don't
catch it as much, but if people want to find it, they can find it. So, name of the song comes from a girl he met in America who said to him, "What's the story, Morning Glory?" He thought it was an American greeting like top of the morning to you. But later on, talking to other American journalists and people he knew in America, no one else had ever heard that before. So Noel also stated, why did it become the title of the album? No fucking clue. So that's good. So I got to tell you, great guitar in this song. This is a fantastic rock song. all the world will see.
I
That
did-
song is I love it.
I did find
love that
he
song.
had a kind of an alternate take on it. People thought it's taking drugs. He said that it could be a nod to about actually being in a band and the associated excesses of just being chained
I could
to
see that.
the
Like,
band.
this goes back to
the band lifestyle.
This goes back to the Noel thing that if you interview him on a certain day, he'll tell you the
Depends,
meaning of a song might be something else. He's never quite sure. So he just thinks he loves it. So, great song. So I think when you
really
rank it on the album. So,
Yep.
which just so everyone's aware, before this started, because at the end of this, we have to pick our favorite song from the album. And
Yep.
before this started, I wrote on a piece of paper and folded it. Rob has not looked at it. My guess after listening is what I think he's going to think is the best album. He has the paper, so he'll read it after he reveals his. And now I'm thinking differently about my
I don't know.
choice. We'll
Maybe.
see if it still holds true. But
Yeah.
I think I was like 99% confident I had the right answer, and now I might not. So, all right, that takes us to track 11, and we're doing this crap again with Swamp Song version 2.
Little precursor there.
Oh yeah, I got it. Nothing to say about this again. It's just a waste of time. Why are we doing this? The album's going so good. Like, I don't know. Imagine jumping from Morning Glory to the last song, which we're going to reference in a minute, or having a song from one of those B-sides that could have just been a single here instead of this. And then you've got, like, the greatest album maybe anyone ever wrote, possibly. But we can debate that in a few minutes. That's all I'm going to say. Nonsense, again. I don't need the sound check.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I found I stole this quote. It said its primary role on the album is a structural one to act as an energetic transition or palate cleanser between two major songs. In this case, Morning Glory, and then our last song that we're going to talk about.
Number 12, which is?
It's Champagne Supernova.
Wake up the dawn and ask her why. A dream, she never dies. Wipe that tear away now from your eye. Slowly walking down the hall, faster than a cannonball. Where were you while we were getting high? Someday you will find me caught beneath the landslide in a champagne supernova in the sky.
I will never not love him singing Champagne Supernova. I love the R being thrown in the end of that. So it's Champagne Supernova.
Yeah.
How did the 12th track become one of the most popular tracks of
know.
all time? Not
Well,
sure.
you talked about a killer
But,
opening, and then you end with
killer
this.
closing.
I mean,
I mean,
it's-
everything in the middle is great too.
Yeah.
But so sixth and final single released from the album, hit number 1 in the U.S. alternative chart in 1996. No one knew how this song would turn out. Even Noel admits no one had heard it. It was 7 minutes long, and I wasn't even sure how it would sound, which is why it's the 12th and final track on the album. Looking back now, he said this is the 12th song, and Wonderwall and Don't Look Back are the 3rd and 4th. So this album is full on, mate.
Yeah.
I can see why 22 million people bought it.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
7 minutes and 27 seconds.
Correct.
It's crazy. Yeah.
That is correct. It's long.
Yeah.
But does it feel long when you listen to it?
No.
Do you feel like it's too long?
No.
There are 7-minute songs I'm like, okay, that's enough of that. This one is not one of those. I think it's well put together. So this is considered by fans and journalists to be Oasis' most defining song, not only for the band, but for Britpop as a whole. So it kind of, the name of the song reportedly comes from a Pixies album called Bossa Nova.
Yeah.
Noel misheard Bossa Nova while watching a documentary on Champagne. Hence, Champagne Supernova was born instead of maybe Champagne Bossa Nova. Supernova's probably better. So I love this. Noel was told by a writer, the one thing stopping this from being a classic are the ridiculous lyrics. Noel said, what do you mean? He said, slowly walking down the hall, faster than a cannonball. He goes, what does that mean? Noel said, I don't know. But are you telling me when you've got 60,000 people singing it, they don't know what it means? It means something different to every one of them. And he goes, and I'm fine with that.
On that vein, it says, Noel has repeatedly stated, well, the most defining meaning of the song is that it intentionally means nothing. Noel has repeatedly stated that he doesn't know what the lyrics mean, often saying they were written while he was out of it or that he just included lines that sounded good. He's famously said, "It means different things when I'm in different moods."
Yep. And another one where, even though it's a little bit of a spacey and it's some really good guitar in this by Noel. Oh, it's good guitar. So, by the way, again, yeah, some of this doesn't make any sense, but that lyric right there leading in the guitar where he says, "The world keeps spinning and we don't know why." I mean, that's pretty good. I mean, that's a good lyric. So
I did find it said the Cannonball, the slowly walking down the hall faster than a cannonball was reportedly inspired by a character named Brackett the Butler from the 1960s British children's television show Trumpton. Brackett would walk very slowly down a hall, and Gallagher used cannonball simply because it rhymed with hall.
Yeah. Smart thinking, Noel. So, signature song, one of their best.
Oh, yeah,
Noel
absolutely.
said this is the only song since it was written that they've played at every live show, and was the last song on the last set list during this most recent.
Yeah.
It's the last song. It's what they close with in their encore
absolutely.
on the 2025 tour, and the stadium goes bananas.
Yeah.
So all those hardcore, that are like, oh, we like the B-sides, we like this. They sing their heart out for Champagne Supernova. It's one of those songs. It's an anthem. I'd put it up there with like the Living on a Prayers and all those. And people may come for me for that, but I'll tell you, if you get that song in a stadium, people are going to go nuts every time.
Couple weeks back, I got to go see Stone Temple Pilots, and they did. They played the concert that you liked, that you would have wanted.
They played all the hits.
Every single song was a hit.
We're not screwing around
There was
here.
one kind of a deep cut, but even then, it was off a core, and most of the songs off core people know.
Well, I can
So I was
tell
like,
you that the live set.
and the place went nuts.
Yeah.
Every song, the place is like, oh, they go
I can
crazy.
tell you the live set they're using is just home runs left and right.
Yeah.
So they're not playing around either. So, all right. So that's the whole album. Couple things we want to mention before we sign off.
Yeah.
We've been talking about B-sides.
Yeah.
So there were several songs recorded for What's the Story Morning Glory, but they didn't make the actual album. They were released as B-sides on some of the singles. Like when Wonderwall, some might say, they were released, they threw these on the back. And then it kind of became, I guess in the 90s, a thing that when fans bought the actual singles, they felt like, oh, I found these other songs. And they became these uber popular, great songs that the fans really liked. And so some examples of those, let's see, some of the B-sides are now some of the band's most popular songs. Acquiesce, which I could argue
Really
on a
good
given
song.
day is my favorite now Oasis song. I really like the two of them singing in that song. I'm assuming this is your favorite now, or you were talking about Talk Tonight.
That is an amazing
That is an amazing song.
It's really good.
Master Plan is fantastic.
And both of those were B-sides to Wonderwall.
Yep.
So you buy Wonderwall,
Wonderwall,
and
you
you
get
get
those.
Talk Tonight and the Master Plan.
Man, that's hitting it. And then Rockin' Chair is another one, which is a great song, and it's another B-side. Now, go back to the Swamp songs. It's nonsense. Take the two Swamp songs out and just add Acquiesce. Just add Talk Tonight. You have maybe the best album of the 90s. I'm just telling you right now. And again, people are going to come for me. But with the rest of what I like on this album, just take out Swamp Song and add one of these B-sides. Give me 11 tracks with one of these B-sides, and you've got the best album maybe I've ever heard, right? It would be, throw Acquiesce in there, I think I might lose my mind. So, also, if you had the vinyl version of What's the Story, on the track listing, it includes a song called Bonehead's Bank Holiday. Good song. Bonehead is it's the rhythm guitarist, I believe. I only had the CD back in the day, and I just recently got the vinyl. I listened to it. By the way, the vinyl sounds amazing. I'm just going to tell you this. I've never bought a record in my life because I've never had a record player. I grew up in a tape CD era. I bought this. I've listened to it on my headphones.
It's great.
It's so good on vinyl. So I didn't know that track really existed. It's a good track. It's not up there with Acquiesce and the others, but there it is. So on the recent Live 25 tour, just to tell you what the band thinks of this album, What's the Story, Morning Glory, the set list included 8 of the 12 songs off this album, with Don't Look Back in Anger, Wonderwall, and Champagne Supernova being the final 3 of the encore to close the show. And it also includes Hello to open the show, Morning Glory, Roll With It, Some Might Say, and Cast No Shadow. Also, 3 of the B-sides we just mentioned, Acquiesce, Talk Tonight, and Master Plan. Master Plan also being part of the encore made the set list. So if you look at that, they've got 12 of the 23 songs they play originated in What's the Story, Morning Glory. So that tells you what the band thinks of this album. Tells you how important this album maybe is in the Oasis history. And it's a great album. So they should play these songs.
They know where their bread's buttered.
Well, yeah. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
All right. So as I said, that's our album.
Yeah.
What's first before we jump into our favorite song?
Yeah.
Final thoughts, Rob.
I think it's really good. I don't know why I didn't give Oasis more airtime. I don't know why.
I don't either.
I don't know why I got rid of. I mean, I had the album in '95. I owned it. I got rid of it somewhere early in the early 2000s. I jettisoned a lot of my CD collection. I'm getting them back. I don't know. I listen to it now. It hits all the buttons that I would have liked in '95. It hits all the buttons I like now. So I don't know. I don't know why I didn't give them more of a chance.
So preparing for this episode, all the times I've mentioned it, and all the angry faces, they've become unangry.
Well, because I think I didn't give them a chance. I only knew them for Wonderwall and Champagne Supernova. I didn't know, and so I went back and I listened to Definitely Maybe.
Yep.
I went and listened to the Master Plan.
Oh, so good.
And I will make the argument. I think Definitely Maybe is a better album.
Okay.
I do. I like it much better.
All right.
But I acknowledge where this album stands is really good. It's
think this
really
album's
good.
great.
So I think I just didn't give him enough time enough air time, and I don't know why. I don't know why I didn't. But
so
I don't know where my hate came from.
I'm not sure either.
I don't know either.
Maybe you just joined the masses.
No,
There
I
you
did
go.
read that. It said it just became cool to dislike Oasis.
Sure.
It became a cool thing to do.
Yep.
And I think I probably just got in with everybody else.
So I'm going to tell you right now, my thoughts on the album is, I think 9.75 out of 10. Like, this is a top 3 album now for me, probably for the 90s.
Yeah.
It's right up there with any Nirvana that I would rank, and 10. It's right there. This would have been a 10 out of 10, like we said, if those Swamp songs aren't there, and you give me an Acquiesce or a Talk Tonight, then this is it's a 12 out of 10 album. But
You
it
could even
just
take-
falls short of a little time.
They had a B-side called Head Shrinker.
Yeah, Head
Great
Shrinker's
song.
great too.
You put that in there
Yeah.
somewhere. It's
So,
yeah.
so it would have been a 10 out of 10 plus easily. But I'm going to tell you one of my favorite albums, and I'm going to say Oasis. This is going to be interesting, Rob. Oasis has entered the chat, as in they have jumped into at a minimum top 5 favorite band.
Yeah.
They might be number 2. When I start thinking of my band listings of bands, Nirvana's number 1 because of what they mean to me and what they were growing up. And then I go after that and I go, I like the Soundgardens, I like the Alice in Chains, I like all that. But I've only made 2 playlists that are exclusive to a band, Nirvana, and now I have an Oasis playlist that's stupidly long, and I love it. And I've been listening to it on repeat for like weeks, and I never get tired of the songs. And I just think they're I wish, I'm upset I did not, I missed 30 years of spending more time with Oasis.
Yeah.
And I missed out on a lot of these songs, spending more time listening to them. But I'm making up for it now because I'm going to listen. It's hard for me to argue that they're not one of the top, my top favorite bands. The music's so good. I love the way they both of them sing. The lyrics I think are good in a lot of these songs. And we're not even, I'll be honest, we're not even featuring some of what I would now say are some of my favorite songs today because they're on some of the other albums or there's some B-sides. But I really think this is a home run of an album. I'm glad we went through it in a way that now I'm more familiar. But Hello, Some Might Say, I mean, Cast No Shadow, these are all, I just don't know. These are just all, What's the Story, Morning Glory, home runs, left and right to me. So, and I love Definitely Maybe too. But I would still have this just above. But I can tell you that there are some songs on Definitely Maybe, Supersonic, Cigarettes and Alcohol. I mean, there's just some. It's hitting home runs left and right too. So, so that brings us down to decision time.
Yeah.
We're gonna say what each of our favorite song on the album is. So first, you got to reveal what's your favorite song on the album.
You want me to tell you?
Yeah, I want to know before you look at what I wrote.
The song I always go back to, and I remember when I pulled this album out and I listened to it again for the first time in 30 years or whatever. The song that I keep going back to is Morning Glory.
Oh, outstanding. So
Every time I crank it up.
So read
Okay.
read what I put.
Okay, you put.
So that you can see what I
Rob,
wrote.
favorite song, What's the Story? Cast No Shadow. Also really good. Honorable mention, some might say.
Yeah.
Both
So
of those are really good.
I know.
No,
I Cast No Shadow.
this is really good.
I thought would go just the way that you like the way things tell a story. You like the way that that's composed musically. I assumed that was kind of right up your alley. So I missed. I thought it was. I thought it was gonna be Cast No Shadow.
I just think, man, Morning Glory is to me the most rock song. I mean, just I would want to see that played live.
Yes.
Like just plug in.
So I've been kicking this.
Rip it.
I've been kicking this around for like 2 weeks because if you would have asked me a month ago, "Don't Look Back in Anger" is my song.
Yeah.
It's always been my song. I still love that song, but the more I listen to the album, and then for a week I was on Some Might Say. I really like that song. I was singing along with it. Hello really piqued my interest. And Cast No Shadow is great, but at the end of the day, I'm with you. Morning Glory has become my favorite song on this album.
Yeah.
And I would say one of the top 3 songs I would listen to for Oasis. The guitar, that Walk Into the Sound of my favorite tune, the chain to the razor blade, the way it kicks in, it is awesome. That is to me the best song now on the album. Don't Look Back is right there at number 2, and then I rank the rest of them really high as well. But I would have to go with Morning Glory. I just love the way he sings it. I love everything about that song. It's fantastic.
The last couple weeks as I've been listening to it, I'll play that one first, and then go back to the album. But I always go to that one first. So I just really like it.
It's great. So Morning Glory, and that definitely made the live list for 25.
Sure.
People go nuts.
Gosh, yeah.
People go nuts for that one. So. Well, fans, if you loved today's episode, final sum up, Rob and I are both, for some of you tuning in that thought Rob was an Oasis hater.
I'm sorry, Brad.
He's flipped it on its head.
Sorry, Brad.
He no longer hates Oasis.
I don't hate them.
Don't know if we, I have become probably too involved with Oasis. I really, I love them. I'm just going to say it. Like, I wish I had been listening to them longer at this point. So
and I think if
when you find it is when you find it.
If I were to put together a list of the most underappreciated, and I think stats don't say that, but I think underappreciated bands in my collection, they would be the one that I underappreciated the most. So
I agree. That's going to be 100% me. I think I gave them the least amount of attention I should have over the last 30 years. I own this and just didn't spend enough time with it.
I
So.
did.
All right, fans, if you love today's episode, let us know. Follow us on X, Facebook, Instagram, or Threads. Drop us a comment with your favorite song off of What's the Story, Morning Glory. Maybe it was, maybe Rob and I are off key, but Morning Glory is really good. Online, there was several Champagne Supernova. I saw several. Every track is great, so we're not the only ones that sit in that area. Check us out on YouTube if you want to listen to us over there. And Google Totally 80s 90s Recall. You'll find us everywhere.
Everywhere.
Sometimes we're in the studio. Sometimes we're hanging out in the sunshine. Rob,
Walking to the beat of our favorite tune.
Yes, we love walking to the beat of our favorite tune.
Well, the Total 80s and 90s Recall team wants you to know that this podcast is the perfect complement to your listening experience and the perfect antidote to modern life. We also want you to know that you've got to roll with it. You've got to take your time. You've got to say what you say, and don't let anybody get in your way because it's all too much for us to take. And if you're finding it all too much to take, visit the Total 80s and 90s Recall podcast website at Totally 80s 90s Recall at podbean.com. And the Total 80s and 90s Recall podcast team wonders, where were you when we were getting high? But it really doesn't matter. One of these days, you're going to find Dave and I caught beneath the landslide in a champagne supernova in the sky. And when you do, we need you to send us an email at 80s90srecall@gmail.com. And remember, tomorrow never knows what it doesn't know too soon. But most of all, let the Total 80s and 90s Recall team help you appreciate the present by indulging in a healthy dose of the good old days.
Beautiful. If you'd like to support the show, which we'd appreciate, go on to wherever you listen to us. If you can give us 5 stars, that rating helps us a lot. Give us a comment. Let us know what you think about the show, us in general, Morning Glory, all of it, Oasis. I'm sure we'll get, again, a split version of I can't believe you like them so much. I also like them, too. And you know what, Iris? That's the good thing about music. There's something for everyone you can find, and sometimes you find. And maybe our show, if you're listening out there and you did what Rob and I did, and you kind of didn't give them all that they could have got, maybe this inspires you to go back and you can find some more of that music that Rob and I have found now, and we find Oasis to be quite quite fun to listen to. I
like
love it.
them. I
It's
like
great.
them a lot.
So I've said I love it 100,000 times today, but I love it. So it's that meme with Brian Thomas. I fucking love it.
That's
Anyway,
right.
yeah, hit us up and let us know what you think of the show, and share it with a friend who might like Oasis also, or inspire them to like it. And with that, Rob, it's time for your closing thoughts.
Closing thoughts. What did we learn today? Well, we learned that Dave and I are not incapable of changing our minds. We're flexible. We're learning. We're still right. We're willing to. We're old dogs, and we can learn new tricks. Right.
Correct.
Yeah. Anyway, our today's vocabulary. I said, "What is Wonderwall? What is a Wonderwall?" Well, I googled it. It says this can refer to the term itself as a metaphorical source of salvation or admiration. Take that for what it's worth. Our apologies. I apologize to Liam and Noel for not giving them
Yes.
the respect that they did in the airplay that I should have.
1,000% confident they're
Yeah,
listening
yeah.
to this.
And then I apologize to Brad. This did not go the way that Brad wanted to go. I tried to stay strong, Brad, and I couldn't do it. I'm sorry.
He caved.
Yeah. Music artists we think you should add to your playlist. If you, I really encourage you to go listen to Definitely Maybe. Like, put these 3 albums in your CD disc changer if you still have them.
Yep.
Definitely Maybe. Morning Glory, and The Master Plan, which is a B-sides album.
So good.
I think you'll get a really good cross-section of stuff that is not Champagne Supernova and Wonderwall. You'll get way good stuff. It's there.
Way good.
Way good stuff.
Yeah.
That's how we spend. Anyway, and this week's challenge is that give Oasis another shot. Blow the dust off your Oasis album. Listen to it one more time as an older person.
Yep.
And just let it sink in. I think it'll hit different now. So.
And I will say, like you said about Master Plan and some of the other stuff, some of the songs where Noel's the singer and it slows down a little bit, it's really good.
He's
Little by Little.
Yeah.
Little by Little is really good.
Yes.
Talk Tonight's really good.
Talk
I
Tonight is
still
amazing.
Acquiesce
Oh my
might now
gosh.
be my favorite Oasis song, but we'll get to those another day, and we'll for sure get back to Definitely Maybe one of these days. So
good.
all right, today we've gone back 30 years to the golden age of rock and roll, 1995. Unfortunately, that does bring us to the end of this week's episode as we took a deep dive into Oasis's second album, the historic, the very popular What's the Story? Morning Glory, a huge album from the decade of the 90s and has lived beyond. If you dug today's musical samples and want to hear a full album, which you should, you can find it anywhere on Spotify, Apple, and Amazon Music. I do have another surprise for you. We'll say we, but Rob doesn't know about it. For you hardcore Oasis fans, or some of you that you're now interested, you want to hear more of the music, I put together the playlist on Apple and Spotify.
Nice.
It's in the show notes of the set list for their current live 2025 tour. It's a 23-song list that they've used every venue around the world. So if you couldn't attend, like Rob and I were not able to, you can at least enjoy the same songs that the lucky fans were able to. And if you just put it on and put it in order, you'll get that same concert that they got. And it's great. But they're there for you. Go ahead and queue them up. Finally, a big shout out to our awesome listeners, whether you're tuning in for the first time or you're a longtime subscriber. We can't thank you enough for hanging out with us this week. Hopefully, we brought you an hour or so of some laughs and sunshiny memories. And don't forget to listen to all new episodes of Totally 80s and 90s Recall every Tuesday.
That's how you'd say it, too.
That's how he would say it. Tuesday, mate. So,
Manchester.
so.
All right. What are we doing next time?
Next time, Movie Hand will be back. We're back in the movies. It's our start of our Spooktober, if you want to call it.
Spooktober.
I'm sure everybody's called it that at this point. Shocktober, Spooktober.
Shocktober?
Just throw a weird word in front of October. And
How about just Halloween?
Okay. Well, Spooktober is what we're going with. We are covering the 1995 movie, creepy as hell, Seven.
Man.
Starring Morgan
I
Freeman.
used to own that VHS.
Oh, my goodness. It's a great movie.
Went
I'm
missing
excited to go
somewhere.
through it again. Yeah. It's going to be creepier than we imagine. I'm sure the Hound will have lots to say about it. So
great movie.
But we'll creep it up next week with Seven.
That works.
So that we can have some fun with that.
That's exciting.
All right. You got anything else?
I got nothing else.
Fancy goodbye.
No fancy goodbye. Ah. Here it is.
My favorite tune. I love it. I'm so excited. It's your favorite song, but I was surprised.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Ugh.
What is Liam Gallagher's real name? God. Don't forget it.